What, not my dinner?
No, this isn't your dinner.
It is my dinner.
Well, it's not your dinner. I told you this was a prop for the video that we're doing today for the boys and girls.
Did you? Well, it's my dinner now.
Okay, but we still kind of need to use it so that we can talk to everybody about what today's video is about.
What's it about?
Well, it's not about your dinner, that's for sure. What is it that you're actually going to eat? Let's just think about it. Let's see if we can work out what the video is going to be.
It's my dinner I'm about to eat.
It's not your dinner you're about to eat, because I've already told you you're not getting to eat your dinner until you've done work. We've had this conversation quite a lot of times, haven't we?
No.
Never mind, just put it right there.
So I've got haggis, neeps, and tatties.
You do. So what does that normally make up?
My dinner.
Yeah, sometimes it's got a special name, especially at this time of year. We often think about it as a...
Lunch?
No. No. And we sometimes think about it as someone's supper.
It's not my supper, it's too early.
It's too early for that, And it's also not a Kev supper, is it, that we call it? Haggis, neeps and tatties. We don't call it a Kev supper.
A Burns supper!
There we go. So the Burns supper that we bought and made, that was meant to be a prop for the video, is not going in your tummy until we have recorded the video all about...
Robert Burns!
Robert Burns. So I'll just take this away right now.
Well, I'd rather you didn't.
Well, but the thing is, Kev, if I feed you now, you're not going to do any work.
I'd rather you didn't.
But I know you'd rather I didn't. But
don't.
Let's just wonder who's going to win here. I'll just
Give me my dinner!
Give me
my dinner! Give me my dinner!
Right, Kev's keen to get cracking, aren't you, Kev?
Yes, because I need my dinner.
Because he's eating his dinner. He's starving, he's wasting away.
Right, let's go.
Let's go for that. Okay, so we're going to teach you the chorus to a song all about...
Rabbie Burns.
So what we'll do is I'll sing a wee bit and then you guys can copy me with Kev. It goes... Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Try that.
Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land.
Rabbie Burns, how could we forget?
Rabbie Burns, how could we forget?
Same as the beginning. Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land.
Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land.
Rabbie Burns lives on.
Rabbie Burns lives on.
Let's try it from the beginning. Ready?
Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns, how could we forget? Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns lives on.
And that's it for the chorus. So we're going to leave you for a bit. We'll maybe learn something new.
Going to learn some facts about Rabbie.
We are, and I'll maybe get a wee bit of shortbread or something for you, Kev. So every year on the 25th of January, which was Burns' birthday, we have a Burns supper, and it's something that's hugely popular in Scotland, and in your school as well. You may have Burns supper, you may have haggis, neeps and tatties for your school lunch, and I know a lot of schools have Burns competitions to celebrate as well. And Burns almost predicted how famous he would be and his longevity, because he kind of, well, what was it that he said, Kev?
The exact quote from Burns, he said, "You may expect henceforth to see my birthday inserted among the wonderful events."
So there you go.
So he wasn't the most modest of men.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
He did, however, come from a very modest background. He was born in Alloway in Ayrshire in 1759, and for many years he was a farmer. In fact, he was a tenant farmer, so he didn't even own the farm. So this was quite a hard and a fairly poor upbringing, but his ability as a poet allowed him to mix with people of much higher social standing at that time, particularly in Edinburgh, where he lived for a while. And yes, he was apparently a very confident speaker and could hold his own in pretty much any company, so he was not intimidated by these upper class people.
And what kind of wanted to mix with them as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then later on in life, he became an exciseman, and we're going to discuss that a bit when we think about verse 1, because we talk about a famous poem by Burns about an exciseman.
Okay.
Burns actually wasn't very old when he died, although he's got a great amount of work that we still listen to and we still read and is still famous today. He was actually only 37 when he died. He died in 1796, so he was very, very young when he died. We say that because that's younger than us, don't we?
It is. So there you have it, Robert Burns, Scotland's national poet, and now it's time to learn verse 1. Okay, on to verse 1. Now there's a few funny words in this. The words that say, "We heard your tales about a moose."
A moose?
And the deal that ran awa. So we'll deal with that one first.
We'll deal with the deal.
So Burns had a very famous poem about a wee mouse, and it's called
Tea Moose.
Tea Moose.
I always think I'm going to get that one wrong.
And when we say the word deal, this is an old Scottish word. So it's spelled D-E-I-L. It's just the Scottish pronunciation of the word devil.
So it's like the V is almost missing in there, isn't it?
And this comes from another famous a famous Burns poem called
The Deal's Awa with the Exciseman.
And the Exciseman was basically
The Taxman.
Taxman.
So he was coming to get your money.
So we heard your tales about a moose and the deal that ran awa. The one about the haggis, another really famous Scottish poem. And if you go to a Burns supper, you'll hear this poem, because this is when someone gets up and addresses the haggis. So they actually recite this poem to the haggis.
Addressed to the haggis,
Yes.
they call it, don't they?
And we finish up with Scots Wahey Anna.
So another really famous Scottish poem by Burns, or Burns poem. So it might be an idea, we'll put these titles up for you, and it might be a wee idea for you to have a little look at some of these poems and songs in your class once you've learned a song. Okie doke, let's learn the verse. So same as before, I'll sing a bit and you guys copy me. So we'll start with the wee moose. We heard your tales about a moose and the deal that ran awa.
We heard your tales about a moose and the deal that ran awa.
The one about the haggis, Scots were here no.
The one about the haggis, Scots were here no.
And that's it. It's really quite simple. So will we have a go at doing that verse, and we'll go straight into the chorus as well. Okay, so all together.
We heard your tales about a moose and the deal that ran awa. The one about the haggis, Scots were here no. Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns, how could we forget? Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns lives on.
Right, so in verse 2 of our Burns song, we are going to feature one of, not just one of Burns' most famous songs, but probably one of the most famous songs in the whole world. Can you guess? I think the boys and girls will know what it is, but can you guess? It's a really famous song.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun.
I might be wrong, but I don't think Burns wrote Jingle Bells. However, this song that I'm talking about is sung a lot, as I say, all over the world, and quite often in December time, at the very end of the year.
Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me.
Why is it happy birthday to you, Kev?
Well, my birthday's in December.
Right, and do you normally sing happy birthday to me on your birthday?
Well,
Yeah, no, again, well done. No, nice try. It is a very famous song, and yes, it's your birthday in December, but I don't really know that Burns would have known that. And also, you weren't alive at the same time as Robert Burns, so no, you didn't write happy birthday to Kev. Sung at December time, all over the world. It's sung at big celebrations.
The children know it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the children watching will definitely know it.
It's really famous.
Really famous.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Well, that's as beautiful as that was. No, it's not Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star either.
Oh, we can just play it. Just
not
play
quite
it.
as old as that, right? Okay, I'll just play it.
I don't know what you're on about.
See if you know, see if you can guess. See if you guys can guess. You've probably already guessed. I'll try the words. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? No. Should old acquaintance be forgot for old lang syne? That's it, he's got it. For old lang syne, my dear. For old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet. For old lang syne.
Join them! You've just made me look very foolish in front of the girls and boys.
Kev, you managed to do that all by yourself, pal. I think he's in a huff now. Okay, so we're going to borrow some words from that song that we've just been learning about. What was it called again, Kev?
Oh, happy birthday.
No.
Oh, the other one.
The other
The
one.
one about the sign.
The one about the sign. Auld Lang Syne.
Yeah.
So this time we're not just singing about the song, we're actually going to lift some words from that song. We're going to borrow them from Burns. It's okay, we asked his permission. So we're going to sing Should Auld Acquaintance Be Forgot and
Never brought to mind.
That's it, we're going to take that. So that's lifted directly out of Auld Lang Syne, possibly the most famous song. And then we're going to sing about Tam O'Shanter.
Oh, that's a very, very long poem.
Very long.
Yeah. You maybe have a look at just how long that poem is.
We couldn't put it in the video because we would be here until next Burns Day, I think. So Tam O'Shanter, and then we sing A Fond Kiss.
That's my favourite Burns song.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's a beautiful love song, really, really pretty song. And what's the very last one again?
Have stood the test of
That's
time.
right, we're not taking a song. So what do we mean by have stood the test of time? What does that mean?
It just means that all these years later, hundreds of years later, we're still singing these songs. So they're still popular, even though Burns died
Many, many years ago. Can't do the maths.
well over 200 years ago. So there we go.
And these songs are still popular today, still sung today, and still celebrated today.
Let's go. I want my dad.
So we've got Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind?
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind?
Tam O'Shanter, A Fond Kiss have stood the test of time.
Tam O'Shanter, A Fond Kiss have stood the test of time.
Excellent. Will we do that verse and then on to the chorus again? Ready? Should old acquaintance.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Tam O'Shanter, A Fond Kiss have stood the test of time. Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns, how could we forget? Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land.
Rabbie Burns lives on.
There we go, and now we're off to learn about another Burns song because you're going to need to know it for the very last section.
So I am going to let Laura explain how this song goes.
And what are you going to do while I'm doing that?
I'm going to not have
Not
my
have
dinner.
your dinner.
Yeah.
You can make the coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okie doke, I'm going to demonstrate My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose, one of my favourite Burns songs. It's a wee love song. And we are then going to show you how that song fits in with the Rabbie Burns one that you guys are learning today. So it's very, very simple, and it just goes like this. My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody that's sweetly played in June. That's probably normally how it would be sung. It's quite a kind of gentle flowing melody. When we do it with ours though, ours is much faster, isn't it? So we will speed it up. But let's cut back and Kev and me can show you how they fit together.
Right.
Okay, so this is a wee bit of a challenge. The way that we do it in the backing track that you'll hear when you're singing through the song is the last chorus. Some people will sing the chorus and some people will sing My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose, that wee bit we've just demonstrated for you.
Yeah. So this is maybe one for the older children in the school to try. Don't feel under pressure. You don't need to try it. You could just sing the chorus as normal if you want. But we'll demonstrate how this two-part singing works. So, yeah.
And then at the very, very end, we do sing together, we do sing in unison, so that means singing the same thing.
Just for the last line.
And it's the last line,
Yeah.
and this time we're going to use Burns words and we're going to sing the last little phrase from My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose. But if we demonstrate it, you'll know how it's going to go. Okay, so Kev, you're going to do the chorus, and I'm going to do My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose. My love
Rabbie
is like
Burns,
a red, red rose,
the
it's
greatest
beautiful
poet
in
of our land.
My love
Rabbie
is like
Burns,
a melody that's
how
sweetly
could we
played in
forget?
June. My love
Rabbie
is like a
Burns,
red, red rose,
the
it's
greatest
beautiful in
poet of
June.
our land.
My love
Rabbie
is like a
Burns,
melody
the
that's
sweetly played in June.
So there you go, we're both singing the same melody at the end, and if you're doing the part that I was doing, The Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose, we're basically singing it through 2 times to make it fit in with Kev's bit.
That's it. So best of luck if you do try that, and we'd love to see any clips of you trying to do that. Good luck, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!
Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns, how could we forget? Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns lives on. You heard your tales of the town moose and the deal that ran a war. The one about the haggis, Scots were here no. Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns, how could we forget? Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns lives on. Should old acquaintance be forgot? sweetly played in tune. Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns is hanged with portraits. Rabbie Burns, the greatest poet of our land. Rabbie Burns, that sweetly played in tune.
Right, you've done your work. So guess what?
Did I get my dinner?
It's not only Burns supper time, it's Kev dinner time. There you go, enjoy.
Fantastic. Oh, wait a minute.